that all actions happen according to the qualities expressing through these gunas. It is all spontaneous. So Bhagavan says, Swabhava niyatam karma, the karma which is guided by Swabhav, if they are performed, kurvan, na apnoti kilbisham, a person will not incur any sin, will not incur any defect, will not create bondage for oneself, and all the mind will become clear, and when the mind will become clear, the person will be able to recognize himself as he is. We are too busy, what you call, performing action which we are actually not at all required. It's like one person, he was carrying one big load on his head, and then he boarded a train, and he continued with his tokri on his head. Somebody said, why don't you keep it down? He says, no, I want to carry it myself. I don't think this train and all can carry. Then you will consider that person foolish only. Because whether he keeps it on his head or he keeps it down, the train will carry. But to keep it on our head is like unnecessary causing trouble to ourselves. Similarly, to have a strong sense of doership, ego, which gives rise to pride, jealousy, anger, fear, hatred, is like carrying our load on our head when it is being done spontaneously by nature, by that supreme power. In Ramayana again there is a description of when Hanumanji goes to Lanka. Tulsidas ji writes that it is like the Bhagwan's barn is going to Lanka. Jimmy Raghupati kar bana. As though Ramchandra ji has shot one arrow and it is going towards Lanka. Now see, if you see an arrow moving, just imagine one arrow is moving. You don't know who has shot the arrow, you don't know where the arrow is going, but you see it moving. And you ask the arrow, "Arey wow, arrow, very nice, you are so wonderful, you are going somewhere and all. Where are you going?" The arrow will say, "Why are you asking me? Ask the one who has shot the arrow. Where am I going?" And the strength in the arrow, it belongs to the one who shot the arrow. That was the attitude in Hanumanji's mind. He believed, he knew that I am just an instrument in the hands of the Lord. He only has shot this Agni Astra. So Agni Astra has gone to Lanka, it burnt Lanka and again came back to Ramchandraji. Ramchandraji's arrow is to come back to him. After doing its work, it's come back. So this was like an arrow shot by Bhagwan. He said, I am not doing anything. He only shot this arrow. Agni Astra, Vayu Putra is Agni. Akashad Vayuhu, Vayur Agnihi. So that attitude when we have in our action, that I am not the doer, that I am this just when I express my swabhav, then I will not incur any sin. It might take its own time to withdraw our sense of doership, will take its own time. But once it happens, then the person's action, all action becomes spontaneous. It has to be followed and experienced to understand what is being said. It spontaneously then, it's like a, what you call, like a machine, like your computer and all. So whatever program is there, spontaneously it gets expressed there. At that particular moment, you don't have to do anything. It just starts getting expressed. Similarly, our swabhav gets expressed spontaneously and it purifies our mind. Further, Bhagwan says, Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi natyajet sarvarambha hi doshena धूमेनाग्निरिवावृताः सहजं कर्म कौन्तेय सदोषमपि न त्यजेत्। हाँ, Bhagwan says that, hey Arjuna, कि सहजम कर्म कौन्तेय, this swabhavik karma or swadharma is also called sahaja karma. Sahaja means spontaneous, that's what we generally translate. Sahaj also means saha, which is born with us, means it is when we are born, these karmas are also born. Sahaja, born, we are born along with this swabhav, this karma. So it is something which is natural. So Bhagavan says this natural action according to your varna, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra and the proportion, each one has to find out for oneself. The sahaja karma, we are born with that karma. Bhagavan says, though you might find some defect because of the gunas in them, you should not give up this sahaj karma. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosham api nat tyajet. You should not give up. One is, it is not possible to give up this karma. But when we try to give up, when we try to resist, then it creates negative impressions within us. So, one should not resist or fight with our swabhavik karma, but let it get expressed in the best possible way. It's like the flower, the plant. The plant it blooms to give those what you call ultimately the flowers bloom. A rose is there, ultimately that rose will come out. It is there inside. At the right time and opportunity, the rose will bloom. Right? So it is swabhavik. One cannot suppress. You cannot suppress it. If you try to suppress or try to use artificial means, then it becomes little defective. Similarly, Bhagavan says, Sahaj karma should not be given up. Hey Kaunteya, O Kunti ke putra, O son of Kunti, sadoshanapi nat tyajet. In the beginning also, because this was the main thing which Arjuna was trying to do. In the 3rd chapter also Bhagavan told him that one should not give up one's karma. One should perform one's karma. Just by giving up karma, you cannot attain the supreme goal. And again he said it is not possible also to give up karma, but unnecessarily you will keep fighting and getting agitated. So you let the swabhavik karma gets expressed in the spontaneous. The world is like a stage actually, we are getting the opportunity to express our karma. That is the beauty of this world. That variety of beings are there and all of them are getting opportunity to express their karma. Recently we had an annual day function in our school, Chinmaya Vidyalaya. There are so many students who are studying and in annual day everyone wants to perform. So we gave chance for many students to perform. About 600 or so students performed on the stage. So almost everyone got a chance to perform. So they had Krishna Leela, they had so many dance, they had playing with those colors and all, and everyone got opportunity to express. Everyone had a place there. If nothing is there, then you can become a cow, or you can become a tree. Little children actually, they just want to be on the stage. And when they come on the stage, sometimes they don't pay attention to the actual thing happening. They will be looking at their mummy there. Or like mummy did it. And mummy also will come right in front of the stage to click photograph. You must have experienced yourself or must have done yourself also. So everyone has got a chance their part. Similarly, the whole world is like a stage, and every one of us, we have our role to play, and it is good. Whatever role we have is good for us. So we have to just express it spontaneously, and that spontaneity, when we attain, our mind has become pure. That is the sign that our mind has become pure. When action happens and you come to understand that it is happening through you, you are just an instrument, God is, or Supreme, the reality is working through you. Even when you are thinking, even when you are deciding, it is the Supreme who is working through you. When this attitude or this understanding happens, then the mind will become pure. It's like Bhagavan Krishna, he uses this Murli. So that Murli is like our own body, our own self. It has got so many holes. And it should, like when Bhagavan plays it, he brings out, actually this side it is. He brings out his own music. But if that Murli has got its own music, or it has got interference, then it will be not proper. But it is totally empty, and it just surrenders itself as though in the hands of the Lord. And he plays his music through the Murli. Similarly, each one of us, we should become like Murli in the hands of Bhagavan. Let him play his music. He knows, he is a great musician. He knows what music is good and how it should be played. We should not interfere. Let him play. And that is what is called spontaneous activity. This is something which is very subtle, and it requires understanding and meditation and total attitude, dedication, faith, fearlessness to bring this bhava. And once it comes, it will be wonderful. So, sahajam karma kaunteya sadosham api nat tejet. Bhagavan says that there is no action which is from external, from a gross standpoint. If we look at it, every action has got its own defect also, because they are all expression of the gunas. So gunas are not supreme, they have their own defects. Sattva gun, pure sattva gun is not found, so sattva gun will be mixed with rajogun and tamogun, and it will be having its own defects also. So Bhagavan says that sarvarambhahi doshena dhumena agni iva avrataha, that all actions are associated with some dosha, just as fire is associated with some smoke. Only rare, some absolutely pure fuel, if it is there, then it will not give any smoke. On the streets also, when we use the what you call our petrol and all, if it's of high good quality and the engine and everything is good, then it will not produce pollution. But otherwise, it always produces some pollution, because when the fire is generated, the 100% fuel is not burnt, or even if it is burnt, it produces some byproduct. So similarly, every action, Bhagavan says, it has got some defect. So don't pay attention to that, you just perform your actions svabhavik. Sarvarambhahi doshena. Like in the animal kingdom also, you will find that some animals are very violent, some are very docile, but that is their svabhav, and they have to act in that way only. If you tell the tigers, don't be violent, you be very nice, you have a peace treaty with the deers and all those things, then there will be total chaos in the jungle. The deers will sit on the heads of these tigers and start dancing, and there will be total imbalance in nature. So it is what is happening is good for nature. Similarly, whatever actions, even if you find them little defective, if it is swabhavik karma, you let it get expressed. So sarvarambha hi doshena dhumena agnihi iva avrutaha. Clear? Shankaracharya ji has written a big commentary on this shloka, and then we come to the next. Asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata sprahah naishkarmya siddhim paramam sanyasenadhigacchati asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata sprahah. Bhagavan gives the second step which will be attained when we perform our action spontaneously as a worship of the Supreme. One will become asakta buddhihi, will become free from all attachment. One's buddhi, one's antakarana, one's inner equipment, the mind, intellect and all, will become free from all attachment. Because when the things are happening spontaneously, when we don't have the sense of I and my, then there is no attachment. Attachment is only the sense of I and my. Like things which are happening, like in nature, the clouds are moving spontaneously and all, we don't have any attachment. Little children, sometimes they play and they start owning those. This is ये मेरा cloud है और वो मेरा है. Then if something happens with the cloud, they have fight here on the ground. Clouds may not even know what is happening with the children. Why did you push my cloud? So, but when there is no sense of I and my, clouds do their work and you are also free from all hassles. Similarly, when the actions happen and I don't have the sense of I and my in those actions, when I know that it is happening spontaneously, then I become free of attachment. It's very interesting. It's a byproduct of spontaneous action. So, asakta buddhihi sarvatra, at all places, at all times, person attains the state of asakta buddhi, freedom from all attachment. Work happens. It's like in the Zen there is one nice saying that sitting quietly doing nothing, spring comes and the grass grows. You are just sitting quietly doing nothing. Spring comes and the grass grows. But if we feel that I am doing something, then I will identify with everything. I will feel that I am making the grass grow. I am doing everything, which is not really true. Because we are also part of this whole game, means our body, mind. We don't have individual capacity to do anything like that. It's like the waves moving in the ocean, and one wave saying that मैं ही सबसे बड़ी wave हूँ, I am the best, I am the leader of all the waves, I am making all these waves dance. Those dancing waves plus this wave who is speaking, all of them are controlled by this ocean, the oceanic currents. How each wave will rise and fall depends on the internal currents of this ocean. If one earthquake somewhere, these waves will start dancing more. Similarly, each one of us are waves in that vast ocean called Ishvara, who is our own self. And individually, if we feel I am doing this, I am doing that, it's all wrong notion. It's all wrong notion. So, asakta buddhihi,